What's going on, you guys? Today we got the what sold video over last week's sales. Every week now on Mondays, we're going to post a what sold over the previous week's sales, showing you guys what sells well for us, as well as quickly go into the numbers behind the sales. Very quickly though, I like to make these short and sweet and the most value for your time that you guys have on this channel. So we're going to get into this quick numbers and then go into all the items that I pulled for showing in the video. There's 20 of them in this video. And so if you guys like that, hit the subscribe button and let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments. And if you have any questions, also comment. We'll respond to every single one of those. So yeah, we'll get right into this.
All right, so we sold 143 items last week for a total gross sales amount of $5,045 minus the sales tax that eBay collected and redistributed to the states of $272 minus the shipping cost of $797 and then final value fees of $623 and promoted listing fees, which we promote at 10% across the board for all of our listings, of $388. And then the cost of goods is an average based on $7.25 because that is our average cost of goods for items. So this number is not obviously exactly perfect whenever it comes to how much we actually spent on these items, but it's very close to the amount that we paid. So probably mine, give or take $100. So this is just to make it simple because there's no way that we could tell you exactly how much we paid for everything. So that was $1,036, sorry. And then the profit on that is $1,927. So we just got back from Cabo on Monday and we are ramping back up. So all these numbers should increase here in the next week or two back to what we usually sit at. And if hopefully we go way past that, but so far we're ramping back up pretty decently. We did a 10% off sale throughout the past 5 days, ended yesterday, which was Sunday at night, and that helped push sales quite a bit. So if you are struggling with some of your sales, maybe try running a 10% off or 20% off or however much you're comfortable discount for the weekend or something, and you might be able to get some more sales doing that because it's working well for us. So let's get into these items. All right, so to start us off, you guys might have seen this in the haul video and as well as another past what sold video because this is the second one that we've sold in the past 2 weeks. So I found this Ralph Lauren leather bomber jacket at Thrift Giant for $50, and I put it in a haul video last week or the week before, I believe, and we listed it just the other day, and it sold for the ask price. Again, 10% off. We were running for 5 days, so list price, and then it got reduced 10%. So sold for $180, the full ask price with the discount that was running, and it sold really quickly. It sold within, again, a week or two, I believe a week. And yeah, so this is the second one. The other one I sold also sold for $180, and these jackets just do really well. The Ralph Lauren leather jackets all do very well, even with some flaws here and there, some minor flaws. But yeah, so if you see Ralph Lauren leather stuff, we always buy that. It does super well, and don't be afraid to pay $50 for a jacket because again, this sold almost instantly for 3 to 4x the amount that we paid for it. So quick sale. Love Ralph Lauren stuff that is unique like that. Arc'teryx, just going to skim over this because I feel like everyone knows it now. Arc'teryx is a super good brand. This is in a lot of the videos we've had posted in the past. It's just a great seller all around, every single category, even like hats and stuff. This brand just sells super well, and it's usually not priced up. Like it's never priced up enough to where it's not worth buying at the thrift store we have found because of how well it just sells and for how much. So be on the lookout for Arc'teryx. Next one is Mother, which is, I honestly can't speak on this brand too much because Kendall knows this brand and I don't really. It's a woman's brand of jean, and we've sold probably 5 pairs of them in the past. And so I don't know anything about if like all of it's good or if it's just certain styles, but I do know that what we have sold is always sold for over like $50. So this is the Mother, the insider ankle, and size 26, and these sold within a month and a half. So pretty quick sale, and they sold for a best offer of $68. So not a bad sale. I think we have another one that sold also last week, another pair of Mother jeans. So be on the lookout for it, but make sure you comp it out because again, I can't speak in definitives, and so because I don't know much about the brand. This is a cool Florida Tommy Bahama. I don't know what that word is up there. The Veracruz K model. New with tags. I think we paid about $5 to $10 for this at Family Thrift. And yeah, I think it's sat quite a long 3 months, but we are also in the peak of winter. So that doesn't help sell-through rate on items like this, but it's still sold for a good price of $56.32, the ask price. And yeah, just a really cool Tommy Bahama shirt. We love selling cool Tommy Bahamas that look like this. So next is Masters Tech. I think I've spoke about it in the past as well in one of the first video or two that I posted, but Masters itself, the cotton clothes are typically not that good. The sell-through rate on cotton material for Masters is really low, but the Masters Tech stuff, I believe, is 100% sell-through across the board. And if I say stuff like that, I'm just going off of memory, so don't take it and make it the definitive of what's actually going on. Make sure you're doing your research and double checking and fact checking what I'm saying, because I'm just going off of memory here. But I believe Masters Tech is 100% sell-through rate across the board. This one sold in 2 hours after posting it, and it sold for the full ask price of $49.99. And yeah, so Masters Tech stuff, the quarter zips and stuff do really well. Had some little pilled spots and stuff, but not a big deal. And we just wanted to get this out quick before, the season starts changing to where it's more summer stuff, and this is all dead inventory. So we're sort of undercutting markets on a lot of the winter stuff now and pricing on the lower side instead of the higher. This is a Lululemon hoodie. New as Lulu from the triple stitch, as well as obviously the tag still being in there. But if that was not in there, there would be a triple stitch there, as well as there's typically a logo on one of the bottom sides, but I can't see it in these pictures. And then also there's writing here, which we just in the live stream, in the haul video, the most recent haul video, we did a few Lulu items in there and sort of showed you what to look out for. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. We go a little more in depth on Lululemon and sort of, what to keep your eyes open for. This sold for a best offer of $43.99, and this sold also within like 12 hours of listing it. We just listed this the other day. Next item is a FootJoy Hydrolite and Hydro Knit. All that stuff is super good. If it's got like an extra, Hydrolite, Hydro Knit, and then if it's got Titleist patches, just those things just all add value and sell-through rate to FootJoy stuff. Most of their stuff is not that good FootJoy wise, but there are some things like I've spoken in the past and we'll keep speaking on that, like the big size is like 2XL. 2XL and FootJoys is really good, as well as geometric stuff for their polos. And then with these windbreakers and stuff, the Hydrolites, the Hydro Knits. So 2XL Hydrolite made this a super quick seller. This sold in a week from listing it, and it sold for the ask price of $40.38. This is a newer brand. Well, I've known about this brand actually for probably 3 to 6 months now, but it's going to be a new brand to most of you because a lot of people don't know this brand, and it's also not super common, but it's called Bluffworks. And I have only found their pants and a blazer before, and the blazer sold instantly for like $100 to $150, and then these pants sell really quickly. It's all 100% sell-through rate, I know that. These pants sold really quickly for a best offer of $39.71. And I sold 2 of these pants last week, totally different sizes. But yeah, so don't know really anything about the brand. I just know it sells really well. So just keep an eye out for that one if you're ever doing dress slacks and stuff like that, or blazers. I know they're in both of those categories. That sold by the way, in like 30 days, that item. And then we have the Cole Haan Chukka boots. So Cole Haan Chukkas, the style is Chukka, like the ankle, almost an ankle boot. And I just looked up this model number here, which I do a lot of the times with Cole Haan, and saw that they were selling pretty decently. I don't know when I listed these. I'd assume within the past 2 months. And nothing super flawed on them, just a couple little scuffs, but probably paid about $10 for these at Goodwill. And they sold for a best offer of $33.99. So not a bad flip. We love selling Cole Haan stuff as long as it's, good selling models. Paradise Found. We listed this on the high side, but it was a really cool one with a bunch of parrots on it. And took a best offer on it for $38 plus ship. And yeah, I mean, Paradise Found, this is definitely on the higher side for what they sell for. And the sell-through rate I'm not sure about. I'm pretty sure right now with the temperature outside is probably around 50%, maybe a little less, honestly. But these shirts do sell for higher asking prices than typically like Tommy Bahama and stuff. So like you're looking at around $25 to $40 normally on these shorts if there's nothing, or these shirts if there's nothing wrong with them. So again, this is on the higher side, but it was just a cool pattern, so we listed it high and took an offer. But really cool item, vintage brand. If you see it, usually it's not that expensive in the thrift stores. Just a fun item to find. So Red Van Lee, can't really speak on this one either because I don't know what the market's at now. We bought like 20 of these new Attag ones from I don't remember what thrift store, but we bought like 20 of these new Attag things, new Attag polos, and they all sold within a few weeks whenever we listed them months back, like this past summer. But I kept 3 of them and for myself, and this is one of those 3 that I kept. And I ended up just never wearing it, so I just listed it the other week, and it sold for a best offer of $34.87. So I'm sure it's still a really good brand to pick up. So used or new, I'm sure it's still a really good brand. And if it's not right now, I'm sure it will be good whenever summer comes around. So keep an eye out for it, but just make sure you look it up whenever you find it to fact check exactly what I just said. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure it will be good. FootJoy Houndstooth 2XL quarter zip. So this thing just had everything going for it whenever it comes to FootJoy. You got the big 2XL size. You've got the nice pattern of houndstooth. It's not just your generic solid or striped. And this sold within a day for the ask price of $34.99. So yeah, 2XL and a patterned item that's FootJoy typically sells really quickly. So we buy all that stuff. Next one's Paul and Shark. I don't know a whole lot about this brand. I just know that it's worth quite a bit of money. And we usually just always pick it up. I thought I saw someone in a comment of another video say that it was sort of falling off and not as good as it used to be, but honestly, that's every brand. Every brand just, slowly goes down in value as it gets more known and thrifters and resellers start finding it. So still a good brand though, I believe, and just this sold for the asking price of $33.32. Glad this thing got out before it starts heating up, but Paul and Shark is typically a really good brand from my understanding. South Pole jeans, don't know anything about these. Honestly, I was trying to do like some jean shorts in the past, or maybe even Kendall bought these. Yeah, I think Kendall bought these actually. That's what it is. A month and a half ago, Kendall bought these, and yeah, they sold for $30 plus shipping. She said the comps looked good, so believed her, and it looks like they were good because it sold in a month and a half, and they sold for $30, even with some little flaws. So I'm not going to say to just go and buy all the South Pole jeans there are out there because I don't know exactly, but it is one that you probably will want to look up if you find some of their denim stuff. So next one is Cool. Everyone I think knows Cool by now. It's a really popular brand, especially for resellers. They usually have a little logo here on their sleeves or on their backs, and not much to say here. It's still selling really well. Almost every single thing that they sell besides I take that back. Polos have gone down tremendously in value. They're almost not worth reselling now. And then button downs are getting close to that point. But their pants and their sweaters and their jackets and stuff like that are all still really good. So this one sold for a best offer of $29.81. Untuck It. Untuck It is falling off hard, and I would steer clear of most of their stuff at this point. But this one, for some reason, we picked it up because it was wrinkle free, and then it was 3XL. And it sold really quickly, actually, even with a pretty big flaw. It was missing a button here on the cuff, so I'm sure the guy's just going to get it fixed. But 3XL, I picked it up because of that, and again, the wrinkle-free. I think the big sizes do a little bit better, but I was not expecting to get this much money for this item whenever I purchased it. So, yeah, sold it within 2 weeks, and it sold for the ask price of $29.57. But just be careful with Untuck It because it is falling very hard compared to what it used to in value. So just make sure you're comping it out well. We almost don't pick it up anymore unless it's special, unique items. Travis Matthew pants, not going to hit on these too hard because these are kind of all over the board. These were one of the newer models, so they did better, but a lot of the Travis Matthew pants in general sell for $20 to $25. Sometimes you can get 30 and 35 if it's these newer models. The Right on Time Performance is the name of this model here. And yeah, sold for $30 plus shipping. And we've sold a bunch of Travis Matthew pants throughout this winter. They seem to do pretty well, but it's hard to find them where they're not like $9 from the thrift store, which I don't like to spend $9 on pants for Travis Matthew pants to make, for them to sell for 20 to 25. So we usually have to wait till they're like $6 or $7 or less. So still a good find though. Zero Restriction Tour Series. This is one that I think next winter we'll probably won't pick this up at all because the values are just all over the board. We sold a lot of it this past winter, but it's just so up and down. I have it in here just because it sold, and it sold for $30 plus ship, but I would just probably steer clear of this going forward. if you want to be on the safe side. Now, if you're like a massive volume seller and you don't care too much about sell-through rate being 100% and stuff, this might be a good pickup for you. But if you're looking for 100% sell-through rate items, this is probably something you need to pass on. So we will be passing on it most likely in the future, just because sometimes these sell for 30 and 40, and sometimes they sell for like 10 and 15. You just never know. Zegna Sport linen button-up shirt. Zegna Sport, I believe, is like the cheaper line of Ermenegildo Zegna, but it was a linen, cool, geometric, Hawaiian style shirt. So picked it up, and it sold for $28.50, and it took a little over 3 months to sell, right around 3 to 4 months. So it's not a super quick seller, but we like buying these cool, unique Zegna items. We like the brand, so it's cool. Sometimes they have really unique stuff that's awesome to pick up. Last one is Mouse and Hoffman. I just know this is good. I don't know really anything about the brand. I don't know exactly all the categories they're in or anything like that, but I do know that everything that they sell is worth quite a bit of money. So this was a nice little knit sweater, and it sold for $28.51, and it sold in 3 months, 3 to 4 months. So sat a little longer, but glad to get it out again right before we move into summer. And we buy a lot of their button ups and stuff like that. That's mostly what we find is their button up shirts and dress shirts. So if you're in that category, then be looking for these tags. And I think it's the same tag for those shirts too, or a very similar one. So yeah, those were I think that's a little over 20 items, maybe 20 items exactly. I don't know. But those are some of the better things and quicker sellers and stuff that we had throughout this past week. Again, there was another 120 things that sold. I might be doing like a what not to pick up video in the future, because I had someone ask me about that, like show some of the bread and butters and the what not to pick up things. So might do a video like that here in the next coming weeks to see how that goes and if people like that. And if you are new to reselling, or if you are a reseller and you need products or anything like that, we have all of our links for all the things that we use in our business, and we vouch by all of them. We use them literally day to day, and they're all pretty high quality, and it helps us with our efficiency and all that. And you guys buying those items obviously supports our channel. So if you guys need any shipping supplies or scales or anything like that, it's all down in the description if you're looking for that. And if you like this video, please subscribe, because we're going to do these once a week, like I said at the beginning of the video, as well as leave a comment. We respond to every comment. If you have any questions or want to give us any video ideas for the future, just let us know in the comments, and we will read all of them and respond to all of them. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.